And tonight's meeting coming just hours after the parents of the teen charged in the Oxford shooting face a judge. The alleged shooter himself making an appearance yesterday. Joining us now, attorney Todd Flood, the former Wayne County assistant prosecutor. Todd, thank you for joining us. I do want to begin with the suspected shooter's parents. They are jailed on $500,000 bond. Their legal team next month will attempt to try and get that bond lowered. What do they have to prove, and do they have any chances of being successful?
They may. A court looks at two things. They look at what the threat is to the community if let out, and also the likelihood of the parents returning. Flight is obviously a key aspect of this because it was all over national news that they hadn't turned themselves in, and flight was definitely an issue. So you saw a very high bond. The defense is going to have to show they're not a flight risk, that there's other measures put in place. And this is where the prosecutors have to educate and talk with the victim's family to tell them about the bond proceeding. But, is there a tether that could be put on? Is there a home arrest that could be put in place? Bond is not supposed to be punitive. It's just basically to make sure that they reappear and show up in court. There's some hurdles here, though, because of the past conduct that the parents have had in not turning themselves in.
Yeah, important context of what bond is supposed to be. Now, in court, the Oakland County prosecutor, Karen McDonald, asked for the preliminary exam to be pushed back due to the staggering amount of evidence, she says. Can you speak to that at all and maybe provide some insight into the amount of work that both prosecutors and lawyers have in front of them?
Well, as far as witnesses go and what happened at the scene, that's a separate incident. Here, the prosecution has to show basically the big legal question is that the parents were a proximate cause of this death, of these deaths, of this incident. And what did they know and when did they know it? And what precautions did they take to protect those that may be put in peril by a son that had these tendencies? The questions: was the gun locked? Was the gun put away? Was there access to the gun by the child? So the forensic law enforcement review, basically, of looking at all the text messages, the emails, everything that there is in the electronically stored information world, that is, for what the parents had knowledge or talked about, all of that's going to be turned upside down by Oakland County Sheriff's Department to be given to the prosecutor. Witness statements, there's probably, a bevy of witnesses, a lot of witnesses that the parents talked about with regards to their son. The fact that they got him a gun for a Christmas present. What was the intention of that? Was it only to be shot within their presence? Or did they say he could use it at any time? So the prosecution is going to gather all that information and interview a lot of witnesses and get a deep dive into this family's background.
Todd, I have about 30 seconds or so left. I do want to get this last question in, and it's, given how unique these charges are for a school mass shooting when it comes time for trial, could we see a situation where the parents and their child may have to say things against each other that could harm each other legally in order to solidify their own defense?
It's foreseeable. I don't necessarily see it as it relates to the son, but definitely the two parents. And that was a big question in court today, the conflict of interest. Could the mother point the finger at the father and say, hey, it was his fault, he wanted to give him the gun, or vice versa? There are really complicated hurdles to overcome later on as it relates to conflicts. And the judge addressed that today and also addressed it with the parents, saying, hey, listen, you have attorneys here representing, you both from the same firm. So it is foreseeable that they could point the finger at each other at a later stage. They're not doing it now, but let's see as the case moves forward.
All right, Todd Flood, appreciate your time and expertise, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.